The internet is a buzz right now with a lot of talk about a young inventor by the name of Julian Brown. Word on the streets is that this guy has been missing for like 2 weeks now. And rumor has it that the government must have snuffed him out because they found out that he learned how to turn plastic waste into gasoline. Now, I don't want to take anything away from this guy. What he is doing is very impressive. I am not capable of doing this, so I don't want to diminish any of his accomplishments. But what he's doing is not exactly something new. I think a lot of people, they've never seen a car ran on plastic waste gasoline. They've never heard of such a thing. So they automatically assumed that Julian Brown was the first to ever do this. And maybe that's why they so strongly believe that the government has killed this guy. But the reality is that this process has been around for a very long time. It's a process called pyrolysis. Now, some experts believe that this process can be dated all the way back to ancient Egypt. However, the first car powered by pyrolysis gas was in the early 1900s. Let's take a look right here. Pyrolysis, the thermal decomposition of materials at high temperatures in the absence of oxygen, has roots in ancient times, with evidence of its use in the creation of charcoal and the embalming process by ancient Egyptians. However, specific applications like the use of pyrolysis for obtaining lighting gas date back to 1877 with a patent by A.A. Letney. Further advancements included the development of the first car powered by pyrolysis gas in 1901 by Thomas Hugh Parker. So what Julian Brown is working on, it's very impressive, but it's not necessarily something new. So that makes me question, hey, would the government really come after this guy for something that people were doing in 1904? I don't necessarily think so, but it's possible. Because, believe it or not, the government has done things like this before. The government has come in and they've taken out people who have invented things, or they may come in and recruit people. So maybe the reason why this guy is missing is because he's been recruited by some sort of government agency. Anything is possible, right? But as someone who covers a lot of missing persons cases, I cover a lot of cases involving missing kids, and I cover a lot of missing persons cases that actually turn out to be hoaxes and frauds. I can tell you from firsthand experience that when you go into one of these stories, you get a feeling. It's hard to describe, but there's a feeling when someone is really missing, there's a feeling there. And when you go into one of these stories and it's a fraud, it's a fake hoax, there's a feeling there as well. And when I'm looking at this story, I am not getting the feeling that Julian Brown is actually missing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just being honest. I could be wrong. But let's hope I'm right, because we don't want anything bad happening to this guy, right? So I just don't have the feeling that he's actually missing. But before I go any further in this video, let's check out some of his videos of his inventions, of him talking about his inventions and stuff like that, because it's actually really cool. Before I play those videos though, if you're still here, if you like the channel, if you support the videos, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It's totally free. It helps the channel out so much. Hit the thumbs up, share the video, drop a comment. If you would like to donate, you could donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. It's always greatly appreciated, but never mandatory. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and roll these clips.
All right, listen, everybody. I can't go into too much detail, but there is some very, very odd stuff going on. I'm certainly under attack right now from in many guys, and I just want everybody to know to just kind of have your eyes open. And I have my eyes open, but there's a lot going on. So I'm still working, I'm still building. Nothing's gonna stop that. But I'm just telling you guys right now, be on the lookout, because I'm under attack. So I've created my own gas station that makes fuel from plastic waste. Let's go. So we start to see some golden droplets coming over. And how do we know what type of liquid this is? Is it gasoline, diesel, jet fuel? Well, it's all based on temperature. You can see the condensate temperature at this elbow here is just under 100 C, about 90 C there, which translates to about 190 Fahrenheit. And that lines up with the temperature boiling point range of gasoline. This here is plastiline. Gasoline I made from plastic waste. We are going to put it inside of this. It's indeed in there. Yes, indeed. There we go.
That's the weed whacking I've seen done in 3 years.
Folks, I have just mowed the lawn with plastic waste. You guys understand what this equation is? Plastic plus microwaves. I know that I'm not gonna live long. And that's why I put every day, every hour, every minute into building, into growing. Why am I out here working on this plastic in the fuel reactor I've been working on for 5 years, since I was 17? Why am I out here in 100-degree weather? Why am I out here despite being falsely accused and reported to the EPA and the IRS? Why am I out here despite weird black helicopters that turn off their radar transponder circling me 6 times at night? Why am I out here sleeping in my van, crazy humidity, mosquitoes, gnats flying in, and yet I still do it? Why am I out here despite having to drive 4 hours every time I want to work on this machine? Because when I was doing it in my parents' backyard, I blew myself up and I had to go to the hospital for 2nd-degree burn surgery. I do this because this is my mission that I've assigned myself to. I do this because I do not fear death. I do not fear suffering or uncomfortability. You know what I fear? I fear allowing an idea of something that may not even exist or happen have enough control over your entire life to where you're not even really living your life. That's the only thing I fear. And thus, I am completely set on what I want to do here, and nothing will steer my course but myself. And I am not a quitter. And now that I've set my mind on this, because I wish to liberate humanity, I wish to liberate humanity from this cycle in which we're bound by waste, in this cycle in which we're bound by division, in this cycle in which we're bound by not knowing ourselves. I wish to free us all from all of this. And now that I'm set on that mission, I'm not giving up. And so it will happen, no matter what. Because you know what? To me, when I'm building something, I expect it to be hard. I expect it to be uncomfortable. I expect it to be difficult. You know why? Because that's the whole point. You have to suffer to grow. You have to feel uncomfortable to attribute value to what you do. So you may see this and you see a piece of metal with certain pieces of metal welded onto it, but I see it for what it really is. I see it because when I see this, I can go back in time to not just putting it together, but the motivation as to why I put it together, the hope, the purpose, the passion, all right here embodied. My soul is within this, just as yours is within anything you do and put your mind to as well. So if you wonder why I'm out here and why I'm not gonna do anything else but continue to stay on this mission until I see it through, until I say it's complete, that is why. Because it doesn't matter what anything externally is. There is no threat, there is no uncomfortability, there is no amount of suffering that will steer me from what I wish to do, because that is the life I wish to live. It's inevitable.
So very, very impressive stuff for sure. But after hearing these rumors about him missing, I started looking into things. And you see, a lot of his videos will give you the impression that this is just some random guy in the middle of the woods that created this stuff. And for the most part, that is true. But Julian Brown hasn't really been flying under the radar. I thought that maybe he has been flying under the radar this entire time. He's collecting like junk parts, and scrap metal, putting these machines together and stuff like that. But it turns out that his work has been... people have been paying attention to his work. Let's just say that. Okay? This isn't some guy who's been secretly creating this stuff in the woods and then he let people know about it and now he's missing. No, people have known about what he's doing for a very long time. In fact, this dude has been given grants. The co-founder of Reddit gave Julian Brown $100,000 to help in his inventions and stuff. The co-founder of Reddit, yes, the guy who is married to Serena Williams. So powerful people have already been paying attention to Julian. In fact, they've been giving him money to help him. So that right there makes me look at the situation a little differently. Like, okay, why would they take this guy out if some powerful people are already helping him with his inventions and what have you? I don't know. It just made me kind of wonder. Then I started looking a little bit more. And I saw that Julian Brown had recently started a GoFundMe not that long ago with a goal of $16,000, hoping to raise a bunch of money to help him with one of his inventions. Well, since he's been missing, the donations have been rolling in at a way faster rate. He has blown past the $16,000 goal and he's raised over $30,000. Most of that money has come in since the rumors have been spread that he's been missing or the government has got him over the last couple of weeks. So when I see this, I automatically realize that this could be a motive. This could be a reason why Julian Brown would be laying low, still giving his followers the impression that he's missing so he can gain more money. We have seen a lot of GoFundMe, I don't want to say scams. I'm not saying that Julian is scamming here. I'm sure some of that money, or maybe even all the money, would go to one of his inventions. But we've seen these schemes to raise GoFundMe money a lot lately. And to me, this was really starting to look like one of those schemes. Like, yeah, you're going to talk it up like people are coming after you. Then you disappear, not in real life, but you disappear off of social media. You don't upload a video for a couple of weeks. You allow these rumors to spread unchecked because you know the money is rolling in. The followers are rolling in. Everyone's paying attention. And now he's the talk of the internet, right? So, like I told you all earlier on, I never got the feeling that this dude was actually missing. Now, some people will say I'm a hater because I say this. Some people will be mad at this video because I'm just being honest about the situation. But before you get too upset at me, maybe you should direct that anger at Julian Brown's mom, because now Julian Brown's mom has revealed what I suspected all along, and that is that Julian Brown is not missing at all. She has sat down and did an interview with the Daily Mail and other news outlets, letting them know that her son is not missing. She's still trying to pretend like there's this mysterious stuff going on, and she can't let people know any further information. And the more I see, the more this looks like a gigantic grift. And look, nothing against Julian and what he's created. I think it's cool. People donating money to him to create more stuff, I think that's cool. I'd rather people donate money to that than go donate money and go see these rap concerts and stuff like that. Yeah, give the money to a good cause. Instead of donating money to Carmelo Anthony and murderers and stuff, donate money to this scientist dude. I'm all cool with that. What I'm not cool with is this little pretend I'm missing, pretend I'm dead, pretend the government got me type of nonsense in order to raise more money or to get more clout. I'm not cool with that. As someone who has to cover real stories with real missing people, I don't think that this is anything that should be played with. And I really feel like this dude is playing with people right now. And I say that as someone who, if this guy was really missing, I would be genuinely concerned. I would put myself on the line to put whatever info out there that could help him or to expose whoever came after him. That's the type of person I am. But I don't like, when I see people exploit the internet by pretending to be missing, pretending to be dead and stuff like that. It's like the oldest trick in the book, and I don't respect it. There's nothing respectable about it. And if anything, I feel like it puts a blemish on all of the good work that this dude is doing. Now, one can make the argument that, maybe he really is hiding. Maybe people really are coming after him. I don't see it. I don't think that's the case. But anything is possible. Anything is possible. And if that is the case, then going and hiding somewhere isn't going to help you. That's one thing that people need to realize. If you are ever in a position where you think the government or the powers that be or whatever, if you think they're coming after you, running and hiding somewhere in a secret location isn't going to help you. In fact, it's going to hurt you, because now you're probably putting yourself in a more, I would say, a less populated type of place. You guys get what I'm saying here? Like, oh my God, the government's coming after me. Let me go hide in this remote corner of the desert where no one's around to hear me scream when they take me out. Like, the best thing you could do if you think that someone or powerful people are coming after you is to be as loud about it as possible. To bring as much attention to yourself as possible. So right here, when the world is looking, when the internet is watching, when all eyes are on you, when everyone's spreading stories about you, if people are really coming after you, come out and say it with your whole chest. Put your face in front of every camera. Make yourself as seen and visible as possible. Make sure you're always in an area with people around you. So if something happens to you, at the very least, people saw what went down. Going and thinking that you're going to hide somewhere from the government, you can't hide anywhere from these people anymore. You simply cannot. If they haven't found you yet, it's because they don't want to find you yet. So, yeah, that's the way I view this situation. But I wanted to go ahead and put this rumor to rest because this guy isn't missing. And his invention is cool, impressive, but it's not like something that the world has never seen before. So we'll see how this story plays out. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.